heading to the G7, then to the NATO ministerial, and then to meet with Mr. Putin to let him know what I want him to know.
President Biden in the UK yesterday issuing a warning to Russian leader Vladimir Putin ahead of their highly anticipated first face-to-face meeting next week. The president also saying in that speech that America is back. Here to react, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former Trump White House advisor, host of Reality Check, airing Sundays right here on Newsmax. Great to see you here. I want to get your reaction to those remarks we heard from the president. But first, take a look at this tweet. It was sent out by his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, sitting in his chair on Air Force One with the caption, "Prepping for the G7. That's not all, though. Here she is after they touched down in the UK, introducing him before the big speech. Watch.
Joe, pay attention.
Clearly a lighthearted moment there, but I wanted to ask you what you make of that tweet, the role that she might be playing at the G7.
Well, somebody's got to be president, right? Because it's not Sleepy Creepy. I mean, look, he said yesterday at that speech, the first time he's spoken abroad since he became the man who bears the title of president back in January, he said, I forget sometimes I'm the president. I guess that really impressed Putin. This is the guy who's going to read the former KGB colonel, the Riot Act. There's no way we know the facts. There's no way that 73% of the gas supply to the eastern seaboard was hacked out of Russia by non-state actors without the permission of Vlad. Of course, that was a Russian attack. And this guy who doesn't know what day of the week it is, could you imagine, just put yourself in that position. If your spouse has to tell you when you're, quote unquote, the president, hey, Joe, pay attention. He is an embarrassment and the world is laughing at him. From the mullahs in Iran to Xi Jinping in Beijing and definitely Vlad in Moscow.
Well, you mentioned what could be a topic of conversation, what perhaps should be a conversation between the two men. Again, these Russian hackers, these cyber attacks that we've seen on oil pipelines, also food supply as well, coming at the meat industry there. And we've also heard from the president, though, that he believes America is back. That's quite interesting, of course, to hear from Joe Biden. I know you've spoken recently with the former president, Donald Trump. What has he said about maybe Biden's approach when it comes to confronting Putin and holding Russia accountable?
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to disclose what we discussed with President Trump on Tuesday in New York, but you read his statements. He's back. He's in the political bloodstream. Go to 45office.com, sign up for the president's statements. When Joe Biden says America's back, I'll tell you exactly what it means. It means the era of Obama's America is back, where we apologize for being the greatest nation on God's earth, where this man, who is clearly senile, he has cognitive issues, says last week, the greatest threat to America is white supremacy. What? Like people like your son, Hunter Biden, who uses the N-word, those kind of white supremacists? And then yesterday he says it's climate change and global warming. I mean, get the script right. Can't you stay consistent for 7 days? The world is laughing at this man, and they will take advantage, whether it's China intimidating Taiwan, whether it's Iran funneling rockets to Hamas to kill our best friends in Israel, our best allies in the only democracy in the Middle East, or whether it's Vladimir Putin telling those cyber hackers, next time, go after the electric grid. The world, the bad guys are laughing at Joe Biden, and our friends are very, very worried.
You mentioned China here, and you made an interesting point on Spicer and Company last night. For people who've questioned Biden's alleged conflict of interest when it comes to China, I want to play this sound, and then we'll get an updated reaction.
How is this man's father in the Oval Office if his son was in business with the chief intelligence officer of Communist China? That's enough. That's all you need to know.
Again, based on this relationship, what might this look like for future conversations between President Biden and the Chinese leader Xi Jinping?
He's going to pull in those IOUs. Let me just state two facts. Number one, when he was vice president, his son, the crack addict, kicked out of the Navy for drug abuse, traveled with him 400 times on government jets. He traveled abroad with his father, the vice president, more than 20 times, including to China on Air Force One. When they got back to the United States, the National Bank of Communist China gave Hunter Biden a $1.4 billion deal, a deal that Merrill Lynch, JP Morgan, Bank of America could never get. Hunter Biden, the crack addict who hangs around with prostitutes in strip bars, he got a $1.4 billion deal. Number one, what is China going to want back? Secondly, we've got the audio tape. It's on the laptop that his lawyers demanded to get back. If your lawyers are asking for the laptops back, guess what, Hunter? They're your laptops. We have the audio where he boasts in a phone conversation about being in business with Communist China's chief of intelligence. I've got a clearance. I had to fill out an SF-86 multiple times as a government employee. You have to fill out every time you meet a foreigner. This guy's doing business with the chief of intelligence for the biggest enemy we have. This nation is very vulnerable because of the corruption of the Biden clan, and it is a clan.
Got to leave it at that. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, always great to hear your unique perspective on these matters. Thanks so much for coming on National Report.
God bless. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.